All right, hello, Gun Nation. Pistol Pete has arrived, so we can start the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. We've got Dennis Buckner in the house, G23, Mai Kai, and of course Pistol Pete, CZ Shadow 2, Rich B. Hello to a people. Yes, hello everyone. Hello, Gun Nation. Dirt Track. Ooh, it's a Tito's vodka night. There you go. Tito's is good. I'm having a little bit of water. Water's not bad for you though. I don't even know if this crap's really water though. I've heard mixed reviews on the Aquafina saying don't drink the crap because it's trash, but really that's all the convenience store had in the bigger bottles. What's up, Chris from the 740? How are you? And he will have his chat after mine, so please tune in over there on his chat. He's got some special guest. I saw his little deal. Let's go to taking assault weapons ban. Hello, Petadrome. How are you? PP, we'll call you PP. We got Pistol Pete and you. Hello, Ray Cole. How are you? Long time no see. I have been in Arkansas, North Little Rock, and worked that area and everything, and then stayed there 2 nights, and then now tonight I'm in Texarkana, so worked my way back this way on the Texas side. But I don't know if anybody live in Arkansas or travel to Arkansas or anything like that, that's on the chat. If you do, say hi or yes or whatever. But there is a place, and I've had it before, but it's been a long time, so I decided to try it again. But it's a place called David's Hamburgers, and yeah, I've only seen it in Arkansas, but they make like homemade type hamburgers, and fresh cut fries and stuff like that. But man, they've got an awesome, awesome hamburger or bacon jalapeno cheeseburger, and it was amazing. Yeah, Brian, I'm in Texarkana tonight. Just came back from Arkansas, and yeah, she's adjusting, so not a problem there. Dennis Buckner's on. Bald and Curious, how are you, sir? But Texarkana, that's where I am. Oh, Arkansas, Kansas, yeah, yeah, been there before, but yeah, seeing the customers, running all over the place, putting a lot of miles. I'm averaging about 750 miles in 4 days. That's what I've been about averaging, but getting back in the groove and everything's good. So no issues or problems or anything. I did get my truck back, so I got out of the other truck last Friday. So gave that truck back, got my truck back, and man, I missed my truck. Not that the new truck wasn't nice because it was, but definitely missed my truck. So I'm glad to have it back. So if you're ever in Arkansas, try David's Hamburgers. I was going to try to film a little thing for Big J's pit stop, but man, they were packed. I mean, people were yelling, kids were yelling. So even if I would have filmed it or done something, you probably wouldn't have been able to hear it. But really good burger. So, and then I was in, oh God, what was the name of the town in Arkansas? Crap, I forget. Anyway, I was in Arkansas this morning, and I was like 3 cars back from a motorcycle, and he was making a left turn. A really nice Harley, older gentleman, and he turned, and when he turned, there was some pea gravel on the ground, and the bike just went whoop, right out from under him. Luckily, he didn't pin his leg under there or anything. However, he couldn't lift the bike up. He jumped, and of course, we all stopped. He was trying to lift the bike up, even doing it the backwards way, couldn't do it. He was kind of a smaller, older man, and it was a big bike. So I kind of whipped around everybody and helped him get it back up, and he just had some scratches on it. Didn't tear it up, didn't hurt himself, and but it was definitely that pea gravel got him. So and it was a slow turn. He wasn't even going that fast at all. Maybe 5 miles an hour if that, and just like marbles straight out from under it. So got his bike back up, got him back on the road, and when I pulled over and I was helping him, people started honking at me like I was doing something wrong, just trying to help the man. Otherwise, we would have all been sitting there for a long time. But sometimes you just got to help some people. So, if that was my dad, I'd want somebody to help him. Uh, let's see here. Everyone in the chat gets a new DWX under their chair. Yeah, that would be nice. Hello, Lake Ozark guy. Gravel and bikes are no fun. Yeah. No, Texarkana is actually a city. It's the town between Texas and Arkansas, so they named it Texarkana. So it's not Texas and it's not Arkansas, so it's Texarkana. But yes, it's been here forever. Hello, Indy Irish. Long time no see. Hope you were doing well. And I had a friend of mine. He sent me a text and he bought a used Staccato P. He doesn't have a Staccato. He's got other 2011s and stuff, but he bought a used Staccato P, DPO. So you can put the optic on it. And anyway, so he got that one. I guess 2 days ago. He got it for like $2,200 and some change, but said it's in really awesome shape. So that's cool. And the neat thing about a Staccato, if you don't know this, the Staccato lifetime warranty goes with the gun, not necessarily the purchasers. So it goes with the gun. So he wasn't aware of that. So I told him. So he's happy about that. But anything fun and exciting that y'all are seeing that you're interested in? I was thinking about it the other day, and since I've been so busy with work and stuff, I haven't really been able to shoot. I will get out and do that. I was hoping for this weekend, but I've got to put my daughter's mirror on her vehicle. She broke it off. Got the new mirror, so I've got to put that on, and you got to take the door panel off and do some wiring and stuff like that. But it's not a big deal. I can do it. It's just kind of time consuming. But I want to go shoot, and because man, I was thinking about it the other day. I haven't been to the range. I haven't even shot in probably, God, it's got to be like a month and a half, it seems like, which is way out of the ordinary for me. But yeah, I need to go and do some shooting. Hello, Pranic. How are you? What kind of prices are you seeing on ammo? 9mm below 19 cents around. I haven't seen any 19 cents. I've seen some for 22 cents around. I did see, God, who has it? It was like $11.99 for a 50 round box, and it was brass. It was 115. Brownells has 1,000 rounds of 124 Blazer brass for like 223 with a code. I did see that. Hello, A-Dubs. Oh, Brannick is going to ETTS with a buddy on Friday. That's awesome, man. It's a nice range. Rich B, looking at the Henry 357 mag rifle, I think there will be a big difference between the 16.5 barrel and a 20-inch barrel. No, and I would prefer to have the 16.5-inch barrel personally. You don't need a 20-inch barrel for a 357. But I would definitely get the 16.5-inch barrel. Indy Irish is looking to shoot the Bull Armor SAS2 Ultralight. It's a nice gun. I shot Arc's Guns, his SAS2 Ultralight, and I guess it's the 3.3 or something. It's a very nice gun. Shoots really good. Hello, William Bader. How are you? Big J, you not shooting? That's why there's so much ammo on the shelves. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, like I've said this, I buy it periodically just to have it, but I haven't like needed ammo in a very long time because I stocked up way back when you could get awesome prices. But yeah, I definitely haven't been shooting like I used to. That's for sure. The new job is definitely keeping me popping. Hello, Norwood. How are you? Good to see you again. IFG is in Amarillo, Texas. Not sure if they have a storefront or not. IFG. Not sure what IFG is. Hell, I probably know. 3.25 inch barrel. Yep, it's a good one. Looking around for the SAS 2 Tactical 4.25. Yeah, Bull Armory actually changed a lot of stuff. They had people who were selling their guns, and they pulled all that back, and now they're just doing it online. So you have to order it from them, and they ship it to your FFL. So that's the way Bull Armory is doing it now. So if you want one, I mean, unless you found one used somewhere, but if you want one, you pretty much have to order it from them, and they'll ship it to your FFL. But yeah, I don't know why they canceled, you know, some of their vendors, so to say, or their whatever you want to call them, partners. Um, how did the Bull Armor, or how did the Bull compare to the CS? Looks pretty small, $1,000 less though. It's very comparable. You know, on the CS, now I'm, you know, XXL hands, so I prefer the C2 or even the Bull Armory grip to the CS. Now, the CS, I don't know if you know this, but the CS is the same width at the top as the C2 because that's where it connects, you know, the frame connects and everything, or excuse me, the grip connects to the frame, the lower frame. But as you kind of go down is when it gets narrower. Um, Front to back, it's pretty much the same. It's just a little narrower towards the bottom. I forget the exact specs, but there's people who have mic'd them and all of that stuff. Um, you know, the CS is a great gun. I mean, I really like it. I really like the Bull too. The only problem now, here's where you get into it. The CS has a proprietary mag. It's their new mag, so it won't fit any other 2011s. And then the Bull Armory has a proprietary mag for Bull. So, you know, that's really not going to come into play if you have other 2011s anyway, because neither mag will fit in like your C2. So it's really a toss up between which one you want to get. They're both great options. You know, you can get the flatter trigger or the setup trigger on the Bull. You can also get a flat trigger option on the CS now. Um, I mean, either one of them are going to be great. It just depends on what you want. You know, I do like Staccato quite a bit because, of course, born and raised in Texas, and that's a Texas company, so definitely want to support them. But the price on the Bull is really hard to beat. I mean, what is it, 1,700 bucks, something like that, 1,900 bucks? I mean, that's a hell of a deal. So really, depending on what you want to get. Oh, IFL, okay, is the importer for Tanfoglio, yeah, because EAA used to be. Oh, and also y'all asked for it, and I made some videos. I've got some videos to show some guns that I actually own that y'all might not even know that I have. It's kind of some videos saying, here's some guns that I actually really like, but I don't ever shoot. So I've got some of those videos that'll be coming out. Um, you know, hopefully y'all will enjoy those, and some kind of comparisons between some guns from way farther back compared to modern guns. Um, and where I'll just say this: the 19X, everybody thought that gun, the Glock 19X, everybody thought that gun was revolutionary. There's been other guns that are just like it way before Glock 19X even came out. So I'll do a little comparison and show you some of those. So stay tuned for those videos. No, Magnum Research and excuse me, Magnum Research and Bull are different. Is Magnum Research owned by IWI now? I thought IWI bought them, but I could be wrong. What do we know about Cosaint Arms Optic Retic 45 ACP? I have seen the Cosaint Arms. I have not ever shot one, but I've seen one. Look like really nice firearms. That could be a nice option. 45 ACP, that's God's caliber, but so many people hate it now. I still love it. Hello, Matt Moore. How are you? I don't know if Metgar does. Metgar makes mags for everybody, and they might make them for Bull Armory now, or might make an option for Bull Armory. I know MBX also makes Bull Armory mags, but Metgar is awesome. Hell, they used to make the good Sig mags, not the shit ones that the 320 mags and stuff like they have now. But Metgar used to make Sig mags. Matter of fact, I still own some of them that say made in Italy. And of course, they make all the CZ factory mags and everything else. Metgar makes some good stuff. Yeah, I'm a big believer in always having extra mags for your guns. Yeah, Matt, I did get a job. I took a position. We came to an agreement, and I took a position. And yeah, I've been traveling quite a bit. Same field I was doing before. Um, a lot of the same customers, and very similar to the items that I was dealing with before. Now I just have more options. Yeah, that's awesome for Honest Outlaw. He did hit 1 million. I sent him a text and told him congratulations. Yeah, that's really awesome that he did that. What does Big J consider a revolutionary gun? Oh, wow. Revolutionary is that's a big ask. Revolutionary would, in my point of view, would be something that kind of nobody else does or has done. Which in the gun world, I mean, even with the rotating barrels, Beretta's got that. I know Glock is coming out with a rotating barrel. Um, that was pretty revolutionary when it happened. Um, Man, it's hard to say the word revolutionary. I mean, it's kind of cool that the Platypus, takes Glock mags and it's a 2011. I don't know if that's revolutionary, but the old term everybody used to say, does it take Glock mags? Does it take Glock mags? Well, that one takes Glock mags, so that's kind of cool. Um, oh yeah, ADub, that's right. Yeah, Carr does own them. I forgot about that. Owns Magnum Research. Man, revolutionary? Ew, I don't know. Yeah, spend 2,500 or 3,500 on a pistol. I would go to Cosane Arms pistol. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're in the mood for and what you like. I mean, that is the good thing about what we have going on right now. There's so many different options, so someone can get what they want, or what they like, or whatever. I just think it's great that we have, a lot of options. Norwood saying a lot of YouTubers are doing a lot of advertising for Bull here lately. Yeah, and you'll see that this will go in cycles. Bull, since they've taken all their guns back to sell themselves, they've probably sent out a bunch of testing guns and things like that for a lot of people. I know the Tactical Toolbox got one, Tactical Consideration got one. A lot of people have been getting them. It just helps advertise for Bull. So, I'm sure that's what's going on. And some of the guys are members of like a marketing group, and some of the marketing group, uh, they have like 10 or 15 YouTubers, and they'll get with a company and say, hey, can you send some guns for people to test? And then they'll send them out, to test. So that's probably what happened. Yeah, the Glock was revolutionary in its time for sure. Alien is revolutionary. Yeah, it's just offering, or it's just having another style. I mean, hell, you could say 300 Blackout was revolutionary. I mean, even though it's close to 7.62 by 39, but you can have so many different grains that can go through the same gun. Um, a lot of people will say it's boutique, but you know, it's just options. Hello, Gun Snob. How are you? Captain Phil, how are you? Yeah, Matt, I would probably agree with that. The 365, yeah, it was a revolutionary pistol, to pack that many rounds in that small of a pistol. So I would say that. I mean, if you think about it, it kind of opened up all this whole market for all these, you know, what are they, semi compact or whatever the hell you want to call them, micro compact guns. Took you 2 years to find the Bull Armory, damn. Yeah, I've seen that. That Bond Arms lever action AR upper, and that is pretty. That's definitely different. I've only seen one used Bull Armory, and it was the what is it, the Cherokee or something. It was their less expensive 9 millimeter 1911. It was one of their less expensive versions. I've only seen one used. Um, I just don't see them on the used market. But then again, they don't. They're not out like a lot of other guns are. They're not just flooding the market, especially not here. Overseas, I'm sure they are, but not here. But yeah, they're nice guns. They shoot really well. What's a good compass? What's a good compass? Ooh, man, I don't know. I've got a compass. It's just one of those basic ones. I don't really know if it's good or bad or not. I mean, it works. Um, I don't know. Don't really have a lot of compass experience, honestly. Yeah, and I would actually say Keltec. I see that ADubs is talking about, but Keltec is pretty revolutionary with some of the stuff they came out with. I mean, you can give them shit about it, but some of it is pretty revolutionary. Did Keltec do that micro compact, the P11 and the P90s, but just terribly executed? Yeah, I mean they've got them and they run. I don't know how well. Matt saying, I hate shooting those micro pistols. I kind of come full circle back to compact size is the right balance between compatibility and concealment. Good holster makes all the difference. I agree. About compact is about as small as I'll go. Yeah, Brian, a cell phone works. You're exactly right, unless you're out of battery. Yeah, if you were out in the field and your battery was dying, you would definitely want some sort of compass. I know there's some of them that I've seen on some watch bands. They have like the little small one that you can add to some of um, the soft bands. Some of them are good, some of them suck. The best pistol revolution happened in 1911. Yeah, I mean, I know people fight them and fight them and fight them, but if you have a good 1911 that runs good, some of the oldies didn't because they were designed to, the ramps were too steep and things like that. But if you've got one that's been throated, polished, or that's built correctly, to take the modern ammo. Yeah, I mean, they're great pistols. A lot of fun. How was the threat cadre class? Brad did not have it. He ended up canceling it at the last minute. Um, didn't have enough people sign up, and and I understand, for an instructor, you want a decent sized class. So all we've done, or all he's done, is delay it. He is going to run it again, but or run it, but went ahead and canceled it. Just wasn't enough people signing up. Son. Anyone tried G-Force firearms before? I have not. Haven't even heard of G-Force firearms that I know of. I might have seen it and not even know what the hell it was called or them. The name definitely does not ring a bell. Glad I got over that stupid head cold, and that was driving me crazy. Definitely, I mean, I'm still kind of dry coughing here and there, but but definitely feel a ton better. I need to shoot some more rifles. I've been kind of having not just shooting withdrawals, but rifle withdrawals. I need to sight in my 16-inch. I did move my Razor 1-6 over onto it, so I need to sight that in, get that one dialed in, and what else do I have? Oh, that Coyote gun. I need to get that scope dialed in. I got a scope on it, so I need to get that 18-inch dialed in. Um, those are the two I need to do the most, but definitely want to shoot some 300 blackout too. Bald says I need to sell a bunch of guns so I can buy a bunch of new guns. Nothing wrong with that. Man, I've had people, if I get tired of a gun, not that I do a lot, but over my years I've sold some guns, probably, I don't know, a handful, and people like lose their mind when you talk about selling a gun. They're like, "Oh my god, I would never sell a gun." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, if you're not married to it, or it's just, like you get a gun and you're just like, ugh, you fall out of love with it. Why keep it if you know you don't care about it? Why keep it? And I kind of talk about that in the video or one of the videos that I've done. Um, some of them are videos of guns I'll never sell. They've got a little bit of story behind them, but and then some, like I said, I'm not married to anything. Russ Dennis says he loves his G43X MOS. That's cool. Try shooting the 4-bore. No, that's a rifle. I have not shot a 4-bore that I know of. I've got a punt gun that you can shoot, and it'll wake your ass up quick. Hey, what's up, Floridian? How are you, man? I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Thank you. Matt says I picked up a Colt AR-15 A4 20-inch, saving up for the CAC furniture and ACOG to make it a true global war on terror M16 A4 clone. Cool, man. I always say, rock what the hell you want to rock, man. Some people will give you hate over this or hate over that, but man, do you buy what you want, and make what you want. Let's see here. Do Rock Islands 1911s have a break-in period? Yes, they do. Some of them do, and some of them the mags run like dog shit. If you're having a mag feeding issue, that is the mags that they take and the mags they send you. Put it that way, and sometimes you will have some problems with them. But and sometimes they need to be throated and polished. I've talked about that before. They just will not feed correctly. The ramp, like I was talking about on the 1911s, or 2011, their version of it, double stack. The ramps are just not angled correctly, so you'll have to have someone throat it and polish it, and then after that they'll start working correctly. So that's the thing. Sometimes when you buy those type of guns, and you can get one that runs perfect, and you can get one that's kind of temperamental, then you can get one that just runs like dog shit. So sometimes when you buy those, you do got to put a little TLC into them, a little tuning. Yes, David, I have a punt gun. It was my grandfather's. It's I think it's 8 feet long or 8 feet tall. It's a big boy. Pistol Pete says you need to sell me that custom STI 1911. That is, out of all the guns I've done, that is probably one of my highest sought after. Everybody who sees that gun, they throw a fit over it. I mean, either on a video or in person. I have a ton of people who love that gun. I love that gun. That's why I did it there, or had it done that way. But no, I really like it. That is one of my favorite ones that I've done. But of course, it's a 1911 too, so 2 world wars, and they don't make a 46. Let's see. Rich B is saying, reading the new Canik Mete MC9 is a good shooter, great to carry, good trigger, good capacity. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that have it that like it. I don't have any experience with it personally, but it seems like the people that have it like it. Floridian says, still learning my Holosun 507K. Hard to flip from iron sights. Yeah, just stay with it, man. Just stay with it and don't stare at the dot. Look through the window at your target. You'll get it. It'll become second nature. I mean, now what's really weird is when I throw up an iron gun, even dry firing at home, just playing around with it. Um, it's like I don't even see the irons. I mean, it's like I'm like, where the hell's the dot? And there's no dot there, of course, because they're iron guns. It's just weird. Now I'm the opposite. I could still shoot an iron gun. I've proved it on video, but it is definitely not my. It's not my cup of tea anymore. I'm definitely a dot guy. Having not gone to the range yet, how far off of zero would a brand new red dot be after mounting it? Is it close enough for CQB in a pinch? Yes, Brian. What you can do is take your bulk carrier group out, just put it on like a bipod, a flat surface, get your dot on there, and then you can actually look through, like where your BCG would be. You can actually look straight down through it. Charging handle out and everything, and you can get a good center of bore. It's not going to be balls on, but it's going to get you on paper or chest size, so to say, at 50 yards. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I've, kind of tweaked them a little bit, bore sided them, height over bore, and kind of figured it. And then when I go to the range, they're pretty damn close, within, I don't know, this far up or down, maybe a little bit left or right. But, you're dealing with 223, 5.56. So, that bullet's pretty damn fast. So, yeah, 9mm kills the body. The 45 destroys the soul. Yes, 230 grains of hate, baby. Okay. William Carter ordered my first Staccato a couple of weeks ago. Got the CS with a 507C. Cool. Congratulations, man. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Let's see here. Aval is saying, do you like 2011s more than any other pistol? Honestly, yes. I mean, I love pistols. Don't get me wrong. I have tons of pistols. But growing up shooting 1911s, 2011s, double, sometimes triple the capacity. Not triple, but pretty damn close on some of them, depending on the magazine you use. But 2011s are probably my favorite if I have to pick one. it would be a 2011. However, I'll say this: if it was an SHTF gun, it would not be a 2011. Um, because the abuse like Glocks, CZs, your P10s and things like that can take a 2011. If it gets packed with dirt, you could have some issues. You do need to lube it periodically. You don't have to clean it like everybody thinks, but you do have to keep it lubed. Sand, particles, things like that can be a destroyer of a 2011 or can shut one down. I wouldn't want to take it in the desert or in the dirt, other than competitions or whatever. But yeah, that wouldn't be my SHTF gun. It could, but I have other guns for that. I have not tried the Springfield Hellion. It doesn't really do anything for me personally. Dennis is asking, does the 509 have the same footprint as the 508T? No, it does not. And what's weird is the 509 is not the Acro footprint, which is superior, I think, to all footprints. I love the Acro footprint. The 509T 508T is basically an RMR SRO footprint, where the 509 is like an Acro, but it is not an Acro footprint. So it does have its own proprietary footprint, the 509 does. Now, there's people who make plates for it, but it only works for the 509. What's up, Rabbi? How are you, man? Yes, I always change mine out on my birthday. Uh, so I've got a book that I mark them in, but I just sit there, not necessarily the day of my birthday, but when my birthday comes around, it's like, okay, line up all the guns, let's start changing them out. As I change them, I mark it in my book and I put them in the safe, and then the ones that are left, that's the ones I need to put batteries in. So I have a ton of batteries. Yeah, I love 2011s. Oh, appreciate the $1.99 too. Appreciate that so much. Ooh, Dan Wesson releases an all stainless DWX. I may have to sell a kidney. That would be sweet. I would definitely want one as well. And in one of the videos, I show something that I have and talk about my favorite finish. So you'll be able to see that. 10 millimeter. That's all you need is a 10 millimeter. Brian is saying Fox made a huge mistake getting rid of Tucker. I'm not alone if those are looking for something else to watch at the 8 o'clock time. Yeah, I like Tucker. You know, he wasn't hard left. He wasn't hard right. He wasn't hard left. He was kind of in between. Some stuff I didn't agree with him, but that's cool. Hell, I have friends that I don't agree with some of the shit they say. But yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. I'm sure he's going to land somewhere with a ton of money or start his own gig too. Yeah, Matt, it is hard to beat a 1911 or a 2011 trigger. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, you're a trigger snob. Triggers don't matter." Blah blah blah. But I will say this: with a really really good trigger, you could put it this way: with a horrible trigger, as long as you have a really good grip and you can pull the trigger without moving the gun or the sights, you're going to get good hits. However, you can have a weaker grip with a really, light, soft trigger, and it will not amplify your badness, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm a trigger snob. I'll be honest. I prefer a really, really good trigger. I know some people will say, you should be able to shoot any trigger. I can shoot any trigger. Remember, I was shooting guns before half the people were still shitting yellow. Um, I have shot shitty triggers. I mean, I have some guns with some shitty triggers, and I can shoot them just fine. It's just not a preference of mine. Ooh, any tips for smaller channels? Like you mean who to watch, or I mean, I'm still a small channel. I'm definitely not a big channel. Let's see here. Rabbi says I brought the old man to Honduras for a week. He had been in a jungle since the '60s. Damn, that's awesome. Ooh, God, man, Floridian with the hard questions. Is there one handgun you could use for all-around competition, carry, home defense, etc.? Um, yeah, I mean, I've got several handguns that I could do that with. For example, doesn't have to be an expensive one. The CZ P10F. Um, it's 19 rounds plus I have their stock 19 rounds. I run some plus fives on mine. Um, Great pistol. I would say that's my probably shit hit the fan pistol. Runs great, has a great trigger. Of course, it's dotted. Um, I would say the Staccato C2 is a great all-around pistol for home defense. The P is bigger, so some people wouldn't want to carry it. I can carry it, but some people wouldn't. You could use the P for competition, carry, home defense, or excuse me, the C2 or the P. CZ P10C, you could do the same thing with it. Hella Glock, 19, Glock 17. There's a lot of pistols out there that fit that role. Um, you know, so it just depends on what you're looking for. Thanks, G23. Have a great night, man. Yeah, but I have a buddy. Y'all probably know who he is, and he says, and he was kind of a trigger snob too. But then he kind of realized triggers really don't matter. And to the average person, I would just say the average shooter, um, you could get away with, a 5 or 6 pound trigger and you'd be fine. But as you get more proficient and you've got a good grip and all of the other stuff, not saying mine's perfect, I'm not trying to say that, we all have our boogaboos. But I would just say if you have a preference, I prefer a better trigger. So, not saying I can't shoot the other ones. It's just good trigger, bad trigger, or basic trigger. I'm choosing the good trigger. Norwood is saying, Big J, I have to or have that to the CZP-10F in 9mm and 45 ACP. Yeah, sure, there are pistols that can be used for many roles, but it's going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none compromise. Yeah, and I also say, in that situation, what might be the best all around pistol for me at that particular time would not be the best all around pistol for other people. So that's why it's such a great thing that we have all of these different choices. So people can choose what they want, what they don't want, things like that. So, yeah, and CZ does, most CZs do have a really nice trigger for a budget one or whatever you want to say. That's funny. Women only need one dress, but good luck convincing them of that. Same is true with men and guns. Yeah, I mean, it's, like women and purses, I mean, some of those purses cost more than guns for sure. even high-end guns. And it's amazing. I look at it this way. A purse, yeah, women carry them and everything, but they're just made to carry all your shit in. It's kind of like a backpack, but they carry it on their shoulder or on their, or in their hand. And it has to look pretty and do all these other things. But basically, it's just a backpack to carry all your shit, or a fanny pack, but you're carrying it on your shoulder. It's pretty funny. Let's see. We run out of 9 millimeter and 45. So what is the next best caliber for all around? Wow. Uh, some may disagree, and you got to kind of put this in a box. Um, if you run out of 9 and you run out of 45, I would probably say 40 or 10 millimeter. Okay, that's probably going to be an obvious. However, never underestimate a good 22 that holds a lot of rounds with a good 22 ammo. The reason I say that, and I've kind of proven it, I mean, I can dump 15 or 20 rounds in a hole that big at 10, 15 yards, or more. Most people can. Um, so that could be, as long as the ammo functioned properly and you didn't have light primer strikes or rim lock if you don't load the mags correctly. Um, that could be a good personal defense gun as long as it ran correctly. And you could kill squirrels with it and rabbits and things like that. Not bigger animals. I wouldn't shoot them with a 22. But I mean, you know, 22 has taken a lot of lives. So Brian say I'd completely disagree with who a good trigger helps most. I think a new shooter gets more out of a good trigger than the other way around. Yeah, and I did not say that they couldn't. I'm just saying I prefer a good trigger. But yes, I've proven it. I've got a friend of mine and his son who are average shooters. They don't shoot a whole bunch, and they have some Glocks and things like that. So I let them shoot theirs, and then I gave them a gun with a better trigger, and I mean they shot it a hell of a lot better, and they were like, "Wow." So yes, I mean it can benefit anybody, or it can just be you choose to have that. I mean, like I said, I can be a trigger snob. 38 or 357 is a good round. It's just not as common in semi-auto. Definitely revolvers, 38 and 357 are. That's what I would say. I would say 40 or 10 millimeter if you're getting into you know a true pistol center fire caliber. If you couldn't have 9 or 45. I'm not a big Browning Buckmark fan. I mean, not saying that they're bad guns. Some of them are very accurate, but 44 Magnum, baby. Yeah, go clean through you. When I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was asking him, how we all like focus here and here, when we're practicing, to the chest, you're wanting to shut off the T, the face, things like that. And I've just never really heard, but it makes perfect sense. And who I was talking to was Threat Cadre. I said, how do you like? What was the big thing that how everybody's like two to the chest, one to the head, that kind of stuff. He's like, yeah, when we were overseas and stuff, he said that's not how we trained. He said, because a lot of people are wearing body armor, so you've got it up to here, here they've got bulletproof, their helmets and all that stuff. He said we train to take out the growing. Um, you just tear apart that pelvis area, and they're not going to walk. And I was like, okay, I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that. So yeah, I mean, that would definitely suck. Yeah, and most of the issues I have seen with the Browning and the Rugers and things like that are usually the magazines. 41 Magnum, golly, yeah, it's been a long time. 8-inch Anaconda. Okay, I just got to say this, Matt. That's what she said. Matt's got an 8-inch Anaconda. Yep, that's your barbecue gun right there, buddy. That is your barbecue gun. Hello, Red Menace. How are you, man? Yeah, that's what they said, and that's what he was saying. It'll just shatter your pelvis and you can't walk. It just literally takes you to the ground. You can have one shot there and you're done. And I was like, wow, okay, makes perfect sense. And he said, you don't have to worry about body armor or anything. Just pop, and they're down. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. There you go. Man, I couldn't believe I could say that. Asked you a question. Asked you. Oh man, that drives me crazy. What prevents some auto pistols from running 357, 40 mag, and some other large caliber cartridges? Sometimes feeding. Um, but I mean, hell, Glock's made the 357 SIG. I mean, there used to be a bunch of them back, or not a bunch, but there used to be, some of those back in the day, the 357 Magnum or 357 SIGs. But as far as the Magnums, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not common. Hmm. What three options would you choose? A knife, axe, hatchet, or small shovel? Ooh, man, I'd probably go. Ooh, small shovel would be good because you could use it for, digging fire pits, things like that. Ooh, man. I mean, you would want something that would be easy to carry, and I would say a knife, but axe and hatchet, man, whew, that could do some damage. I don't know. In that, I'd have maybe go with the small axe hatchet. They have different sizes of them. I have small hatchets, but RoboCop perfected the dick shot. Rimmed versus rimless. No, there's still some 357 SIGs. I mean, it's kind of dead, but it's not dead all the way. Yeah, Coonan. Yep, Coonan makes it. I don't see too many of those anymore, though. Exceeded the limit of shovel questions. Ooh. What is the worst performance-wise handgun you have owned or shot? Mm, I've kind of talked about this one before. I didn't own it. It was a buddy's gun, and it was asked earlier. And honestly, I'm not trying to piss anybody off because I know people out there own it, but it was a Rock Island. Um, it was that double stack 9 millimeter. Man, that thing, his was a nightmare. He had to send it back like twice, and they still didn't fix it. So he ended up selling it. But that was when they first came out. It was that tack. I think it was the tack something. I don't remember the damn name of it, but it was a Rock Island 9 millimeter double stack. It was super super finicky. Um, one that I have owned. Uh, Worst one I have ever owned was the PM, and I've talked about this before. It was a Car PM9. I believe that's what it was, the PM9. That thing was a huge, huge piece of shit. That gun was a piece of shit. It was a freaking paperweight. I hated that gun. I literally had that gun for not even 2 months, and I sold that piece of shit. Oh, also, I had two Taurus. They were the Beretta clones, and I had a Beretta, but one of them was in 40, and it was a piece of shit. And then the other one was in 9, and it was a piece of shit. I had to send both of those back to Taurus, and that was when Taurus was in Brazil. And one of them, I don't even think I saw it for like 5.5, almost 6 months. And then the other one took like 3 months. When I got them back, still didn't run, so I got rid of those pieces of shit. Um, yeah, the only Taurus I've ever owned now is that TX22, and it's great. Let's see here. Hello, Des. How are you? It says, "Hello, Gun Nation. Big John, I ordered another MPA. It's the DS9 DL Steel Challenge pistol. It's all your fault. Love the Masterpiece Arms DS9. Hey, congratulations, man. Yeah, they're awesome guns. Really enjoy them. M&P Shield with a loaded chamber indicator. Wow. Okay. Huge piece of shit. Hated that gun. Quick review. Yeah, it was a piece of shit. Oh man, I shot that Kimber. I shot that Kimber solo. It wasn't mine, and it wasn't even a friend. It was an acquaintance, and he had that Kimber solo, and the freaking coating of that gun was peeling off. Bought it brand new, had it for like a month, and all the coating was peeling off of it. And I shot it, and I was like, "This thing sucks." And he sent it back. They recoated it or whatever, and he got it back, and it looked good. And so he sold it, traded it in. Thanks, Rabbi. Take care, man. Yeah, I mean, if you have a gun that doesn't run right and you've even sent it back, and trust me, I've had some good guns that I've had to send back, and y'all all know that I actually had the Staccato C2. My first Staccato C2 had over 5,000 rounds through it, and the frame warped. Um, I sent it back. They replaced the whole entire gun. Since I've had not one problem with this C2, but they made it right. They took care of it, not because I'm a YouTuber, any of that shit. I didn't bring that up at first. I told them that afterwards. And, you know, I mean, they took care of it. And so that's all I could ask for. And they actually turned it around pretty damn quickly. So they made it right. But if you get a gun and it's a piece of crap and you send it back and you get it back, still doesn't run, man, the coating wasn't peeling, it was escaping. Uh, Tech 9, man, I remember those back in the day. Yeah, I definitely prefer the Apex triggers in the Smith& and Wessons. Ooh. Um, David is saying, what's a budget-friendly 1911 that can handle plus P 45 ACP? Any 45 should be able to handle plus P. I haven't seen one that couldn't. 1911. I mean, you could get like a Performance Center Smith and Wesson, and you could probably find a used one. Um, Periodically, you could get Dan Wesson's. Dan Wesson makes a hell of a gun. I mean, if I was going to go buy a 1911 right now that I could just go and buy, it would be a Dan Wesson. I mean, they're just great guns. Um, Customer service that I've used, Smith and Wesson has pretty good customer service. Staccato has good customer service. Ruger has really good customer service. POF has good customer service, and these are all ones that I've personally used. Because I had a bolt carrier group let loose in that my POF Rogue 308, if y'all remember that. Um, hmm, I would say, man, it's really close between Staccato and Ruger for probably the best customer service. But, and I'll tell you who has the worst, who has the absolute worst customer service ever. They hate me. They absolutely hate me. Is SIG. SIG freaking hates me. And not because I've bashed them, they freaking hate me. Um, I've called them out on a bunch of their bullshit with my own personal guns, and they didn't like it. But it is what it is. So, and I'm not trying to be a SIG hater. I'm just telling you, their freaking customer service, not just one person, not just two persons, three persons. I mean, I had to make those kind of calls. And if y'all remember, it was my original X5 where every time you would rack it, the freaking guide rod would stick out and it would stick out a battery. And they were trying to say I did something wrong. I was like, screw you. I'll buy my own damn guide rod. It was still under warranty, too. I gave them every opportunity to fix the piece of shit. And that was not the first run in I had with SIG. I've had 3 different SIG pistols that I've had issues with, and they tried to screw me on all of them. Oh, HK, I had an issue with HK too, and I had to prove that it wasn't my fault. Um, and they finally fixed it after I bitched at them about 3 or 4 times. But they still weren't as bad as SIG. Watch Dim is saying I hate how overpriced their guns are. Which one? They come out with a new gun every week. Got some lipstick. Put some lipstick on a different pig. I'm just, I'm just riled up about that shit they did in the past. I mean, they make decent guns, but I would be hard pressed to buy another SIG. I bought the 322 and I haven't had any problems with it. And also, it's a 22. But when I had a problem with a 1911. I've talked about it before. I had a MIM hammer on a SIG 1911, and the freaking hammer broke. It completely split apart. Um, so I had to send it back. They tried to say I did something to it, but it was a MIM part and it had a little fracture crack in it. You could see it, and it came apart. I mean, it was just improper coating or improper MIMing. That's why I hate MIM guns or MIM parts. Um, but and then I had a 320 problem, and then I had an X5 problem. How is Savage and Springfield's customer service? I've never used. Own Savages. Um, don't own any Springfields, so I've never dealt with them. But I haven't had to use Savage's customer service, so I really couldn't tell you. Oh, it's 8:03. Yeah, I don't want to. Let me catch back up here now. I have not shot. Well, I have shot the IWI Masada. I haven't shot the Slim, but I have shot the Masada. It's actually a nice gun. I didn't shoot it with a dot on it though. It had the dot, cut, but this one, particular one I shot did not have a dot on it at the time. It was a Humble's gun, and it was good. Shot good. All right, everyone. I appreciate it so much for being on this evening. Y'all all making this a lot of fun, and we will do it next Wednesday. I will be local next Wednesday, so I should be doing it from the house, and you know, we'll have a good time. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening. Remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on and love one another. And I appreciate y'all being on the chat. Take care, everyone. You'll have a great night. Be safe out there.